I'm watching Home for Christmas right now. I just finished the last episode of season 3, and I love this series so much. I've loved it since season 1 because I've never seen a show like this before, and I love how they portray the main character. I relate to her so much, being someone that's been single for a long time, wanting to have a partner, and feeling the pressure by everyone to be married, and equally wanting that for myself. This season, the way she inserted herself into her family to feel important because she didn't have a family of her own I don't know, I think it really hit close to me. I don't think there's any other show that really captures being a single woman and the struggles that she goes through navigating all her relationships so well. I love how I can relate to her when she feels excited about a potential new love interest or a new partner, exploring that journey, but then equally being scared to commit to that, and just how she navigates her friendships and her relationships within her family. I do feel like her experiences at work and the way she conducts herself at work, it seems a little bit unprofessional, and it doesn't also seem very realistic, at least from my experiences. I am also in healthcare, and one thing that I can really relate to is how she just throws herself into work, how much she cares for her patients, but equally that can take you away from your personal life as well. I hate how we have to wait like a couple years to watch the next season. I was actually really nervous about watching this season, getting into it. I was scared I was gonna hate it because I feel like a lot of shows, as the seasons go on, it gets worse and it's never as good as the earlier seasons. But I really enjoyed this season now that I finished it, and I think it's actually good that they do it every few years because they're able to produce something that is very well thought out, very well written. They really think about all the characters and all the storylines, and I like that they don't give us a season every year that is easy for us to consume and to binge but is not as good. I will say personally, I'm fully confused at the character development of Beau. Initially, he gave me creepy vibes, like the way he wanted to work at random hours. And I was so scared when Joanna gave him her house keys the very first day she met him. I fully thought she was going to get robbed or something crazy was going to happen. And I was so pleasantly surprised by his character development. I just love how reserved he is, and you can see how caring and thoughtful he is. I love how he wrote all those notes around her house, and they were all so sweet and so meaningful. And he did this the day after she had a massive fight with her sister, which he overheard. So he is attractive, but initially I thought he looked like such a bum. But I'm very pleasantly surprised. I just don't know how I read him so wrong in that first interaction. I don't know if I was the only one that was so caught off guard. Oh, I am so curious what people think about the relationship between Joanna and Vera, because how did she catch her subordinate slash friend, but subordinate, having sex in the hospital and not report it? That really threw me off. I do like their friendship in the sense I'm glad that Joanna told Vera the truth about the guy that she's dating, because even though it came out kind of harsh, I think Vera needed to know that, and I'm glad that Joanna did say it. I mean, at the end of the day, I get it's a TV show, but I'm so confused about what happens in that hospital because it's so unprofessional. Regardless, I just really love this show. I love how each storyline was so well thought out. I love that we got to see more of the relationship dynamic between Joanna and her sister Maria, and just their sibling relationship, and also how we got to see Joanna as an aunt. It was also really nice to see how she comes through for her family instead of focusing on her singleness and how that relates to her family. I feel like in the beginning seasons, it felt like a lot of times it focused on how her siblings were in relationships and she wasn't. And I like how this season it talked more about the struggles that her sister was facing in her marriage and the crash out she had, which I think is so valid. I really love how this season really highlighted the struggles that happens when you are in a relationship, when you are in a marriage, when you have a family with kids. I have so many more thoughts, but these are just the initial ones that I have just after finishing it. I loved this season. I think this was my favorite season, and I would love a fourth season, but equally, I think I'm very happy with how this season was. So if they ended it here, I would feel very happy with how they ended it. Also, I don't have a lot of friends to talk about this show with. I don't know anyone that watches this show except one person, and me and this friend, we didn't know that we liked the same show until after season 2 came out, like a while after season 2 came out, so we never got the chance to talk about what we thought about the show as it went on. So this is the first season I'm actually able to talk to someone about it. And I'm so happy that I do get to, because we talk about how comforting this show is, how cozy it is. It is set in this small town. She sleds around everywhere. She knows a lot of people. And sometimes a small town show can feel a little cringy. And I think they did this show just so perfectly right. Being in a big city and being in America, it was really cozy and comforting to watch this show, especially during the holiday season. I'm so glad I pushed myself to watch the season, and I really, really want to know what people think about it, because I've never really had the chance to discuss and talk about this show. So I want to know what stood out to you guys. I want to know what were your favorite parts. Did you like this season? Did you have the same thoughts about Bo as I did in our first impressions? But please let me know. I really, really want to know.